Quality is a word that is vital to success. Success of a product, success of a company, and success for everyone within that company. One such company has, over the past 80 years, become a world leader in the manufacture of bicycle hub gears, brakes, and precision engineering components. That company is Sturmey Archer. Success for Sturmey Archer against increasing competition means that every employee within the company plays a part in providing better quality products and a better quality service to its customers. This program will examine how Sturmey Archer has reached and maintained high standards in quality excellence and how it meets customer expectations. For many years, Sturmey Archer's continual investment in new plant and machinery has been maintained. New technology has been introduced along with methods of quality control throughout all production processes. This has led to Sturmey Archer obtaining the BS 5750 quality standard. Quality is based upon meeting and satisfying the continual demands of a customer-supplier chain. There are two types of customer: the internal customer and the external customer. The new Sturmey Archer 5-speed hub meets external customers' demands and contains many components that have been carefully designed with the right materials and the right production processes to satisfy those high quality standards. By examining each stage of the design and production process, we will see how the customer-supplier chain works and illustrate how each link is vital to the success of the finished product. Sturmey Archer's sales and marketing department have always been involved in dealing with external customers and identifying their needs. Sales Director John McNaughton describes for us what he finds the customer wants.
We have to know what the standards our customer tests our product to, and sometimes we have to pass those tests as a goal in itself. Every item we produce, they expect it to be of quality. They don't ask me, they just expect it to be there.
The marketing department are constantly seeking new ways to satisfy Sturmey Archer's external customers and found that the market needed a hub with 5 gears, a hub that was quieter, smooth running, and easily maintained. Sturmey Archer's design team, using the very latest in computer-aided design techniques, then designed what was to be known as the 5-star hub, a gear hub that in essence is a superior, reliable and quality product, with 5 cleverly ratioed non-slipping gears that would allow instant and precise changing, even when the cycle is stationary. From the initial idea to the finished product demands total commitment throughout Sturmey Archer. Design engineers worked closely with marketing, production, tool design and quality managers to coordinate all the well-proven methods of production that are available. Test products are made and the failure, mode and effect analysis reports are built up and discussed. Harry Carey explains the importance of the FMEA meetings.
At the meeting, round the table, everyone gets together and they find out the problems, what could occur.
Chemical analysis and mechanical testing ensures design specifications are met and the right materials are used. It also tells engineers that treatment processes on parts have been successful. By examining the grain structure of a metal sample, analysts can determine straight away that all the stringent requirements of the external customer's expectations are being met. These are part of the quality checks made by Sturmey Archer throughout all the various stages of production. Dave Gittings talks about production quality.
It means a total thing to me, which is people, procedures,
And of course measurement, that's important.
Measurements are carried out at every stage of manufacture to ensure that each customer within the customer-supplier chain receives parts that are correct. The manufacturing customer-supplier chain starts in the tool room, where the latest technology is employed to accurately produce tools that are used in mass production. Tools are machined to a very high standard and have to be supplied on time. Toolroom operator David Winfield explains.
Well, at the end of the day, we have our tolerances on our job, but we have to get it to their tolerances, and when it goes on to the presses, they have to get to their tolerances as well. And if we was out on our tolerances, they'd be out on theirs. If we do our job right, and they do their job right, it all goes, at the end of the day, it all flows nice and smooth, which at the end of the day is what we're after.
The toolroom supplies the production department, and Roger Airy, production manager, emphasizes the importance of the customer-supplier chain and getting it right first time.
Oh, it's absolutely vital. It's paramount importance. The internal and external chains fit together. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And therefore, if we have any failure of any sort at any link, then it can affect the quality in overall terms of the total product.
How the internal customer-supplier chain links together to produce the 5-star hub will be illustrated by the following hub parts: the axle, the planet cage, the pinion, and the gear ring. When fitted together, all form the internal or sub-assembly housed inside the shell. The total success of the 5-star hub depends upon each individual component. First, the axle, around which everything revolves. Many operations are needed to produce the axle, and each machine operator is responsible for his own particular process. Jim Knight explains what quality means to him.
Oh, it means a whole lot to me because, you know, you got to check the jobs and say one in every hour. But, you know, generally every 10 minutes, you know, I use the gauges then, you know, check that because you try to get it right and get it right the first time.
Getting it right is important for every machining operation within the production chain. All customer-supplier chains operate in the same way. Each link is vital to the total success of the component. The planet cage is manufactured in the powder metallurgy department, where metal powders and lubricants are carefully mixed together and fed into a press. Up to 40 tons per square inch compresses the mixture into a punch and die to form what is called a green compact. Again, machine operators carefully check components, and Supervisor Pete Bartlett tells us why quality instruction sheets are so important.
I would say the customer expects from the supplier 100% good, usable components made to the customer's requirements. You can't set your own standards. You must be part of a team and work to lay down requirements that the customer has asked for.
Only good parts, then, are acceptable, and parts are always carefully checked by the operators before they're passed on to the next stage. Sintering bonds the metal powders together into a completely fused part within a controlled atmosphere furnace. This process has to be carefully monitored, otherwise hundreds of parts could be ruined. Good parts, then, are passed on to secondary machining. Machine operators are again responsible for the quality of each part. Careful measurements are made, recording the information, so that each batch can then be sent confidently on to assembly. The gears or pinions have their own chain of production, and Aileen Humphries talks about quality checks.
It means that the parts are to specification and that they are as they should be, so that they can be passed on, they're correct. The internal customer, very much the same as the external customer, they would expect to get the work on time, correctly. So if we can get it right into our area and right to our customer, then the chain's working smoothly and the cost is kept down.
The 5-star gear ring starts life in the cold forging department, where lubricated billets of material are stamped under intense pressure and shaped by the punch and die tools. The setter operator carries out regular checks. The billets are weighed and the results are recorded on a chart. This chart, a process control chart, then tells the operator at a glance if the process is operating correctly. Simon Malpass, one of the Liebergald setter operators, comments on his particular responsibilities and his part in the customer-supplier chain.
Oh, my customer expects from me as I expect from my supplier, 100%. Quality, commitment.
Simon's customer is Chucking Autos, where the external and internal diameters are machined to tolerances specified on quality instruction drawings. Team leader Les Marshall takes up the story.
Quality means that the components you're making are correct and the finish is good, so that when they go to secondary machining, they will fit their jigs and fixtures. They're not too tight to get in the fixture, or they're not over. You see, if the component's over long, for argument's sake, it will make his gauging wrong if it's drilling depths. And we try and keep everything right. And also, if you've got to keep it right to assemble properly.
Secondary machining is where milling and drilling takes place. And again, every operator checks the performance of his machine, getting it right first time, every time. Only after passing all these checks at each production process will parts be passed on to the next stage in the customer-supplier chain. In the hardening department, heat treatment is applied in a controlled manner that gives each component strength and durability. By using computerized control of time and temperature, Sturmey Archer ensures the success of the process. Tests on sample parts are carried out in the laboratory to confirm that the hardness of the components meets the performance standards. All components are finished to a very high standard. Blackadizing is just as vital. By installing new plant and machinery, the continued success of a finishing process is guaranteed. Sub-assembly is the customer supplied by all the departments we've seen. It's where each finished component from every customer supplier chain completes the internal hub. Here, the operator skillfully assembles each part, again finally checking for any defects. The Sturmey Archer 5-star hub has been designed with a steel or alloy shell. The press shop manufactures the steel shell version, starting as a steel strip and then pressed into shape with flanges and spoke holes. The press supplies the finishing department. This particular process is where the parts are electrochemically plated with a nickel chrome finish that is corrosion resistant and produces that instantly recognizable look of quality. Other finishing processes, such as paint spraying, also provide lifelong protection against the elements. Customer demand required that Sturmey Archer also produce the 5-star hub with internal brakes. The brake shoes are manufactured by pouring molten alloy into a die casting machine. The finished casting is then cropped and fitted with brake pads. Every operator making sure they get it right, first time, every time. The internal braking system is fitted into an alloy hub, and here we see the shell being machined. The process is carefully controlled and uses the very latest CNC machines, programmed for each turning operation. Team leader Andy Martin talks about quality.
The quality aspect does mean actually getting it right first time through the different sections in the job. From one up to the next, the quality must be right first time. If I get it right first time, it's carried on through the department. There's a feeling, you know, you glow, and if it's right first time, it does get carried through the department and it rubs off.
The last stage in Sturmey Archer's internal customer supplier chain is final assembly, where the internal hub is fitted into the shell and fully tested before being boxed. Operator Andrew Woolley explains his responsibilities.
Well, what I do, I'm a packer, so therefore what I do is a brake test and check for quality. I mean, you've got to look at it like this. At the end of the day, the customer's the most important thing.
Dispatch ensures that the external customer receives the correct quantity of parts, and not just in time, but on time. We've seen and heard how each employee at every stage of production within Sturmey Archer is responsible for the quality of a finished product. Let's just recap.
Quality is defined as different things by different people. What we're trying to achieve is basically customer satisfaction. We want to satisfy the customer.
When I check stuff, if I look at it and I think, would I be happy if I bought a bike with this on? If the answer's yes, great. If there's any hesitation, I wouldn't let the work go out.
In my opinion, Sturmey Archer's aim is to provide all customers with a zero defect component. It means if you're making 100 parts, you're providing with 100 good ones, not 99 good parts.
Quality is not only about the product that we make. Quality is about everyone within Sturmey Archer working together as a team.
I'd say it's a good team throughout the whole factory. You know, they all pull together, they all know what they're doing, and, you know, I think it's, you know, good atmosphere, really.
It means a total company operation. It means working together as a team. It means communication. It means getting specifications right.
It's important to do it right and do it right the first time.
Yeah, I mean, if you get it right the first time, then you're doing your job properly, aren't you?
We talk about the quality issue in-house here, but in fact, our customers don't ask for quality, they expect it.
By demonstrating the importance of the customer-supplier chain, we have seen how Sturmey Archer have the expertise and the processes to provide quality parts to customers all over the world. This is proven by success, the success of the 5-star hub. A 5-speed hub designed with the customer in mind. A 5-speed hub manufactured by Sturmey Archer. Sturmey Archer, a precision engineering company with quality and success built in.